guys, I'm Elegant and welcome to another Pokevlog. So I want to first of all say I'm sorry that this Pokevlog's up a little bit late. Usually up on Sundays, but today is Monday, and the reason I didn't upload it yesterday was because I would have had to record it late at night because I was doing stuff yesterday. And when that happens, when I do have to record it at night, the camera just does not pick up the lighting very well, and the quality dramatically decreases, so I'm sorry about that. But also this Pokevlog isn't going to be probably what you're used to with my Pokevlogs, because I haven't done an update vlog in a while, and I've just been doing character spotlights. But this Pokevlog is going to be sort of an update vlog. I won't be carrying on doing these update vlogs because there's only probably this clump of information that we got this week to really talk about, and I'm not expecting any more information to be coming in, so I will probably be back to the character spotlights next week. But yeah, for this week we've actually had quite a bit of information for me to talk about, probably a bit too much to put in the sidebars. Another reason I'm doing the update vlog this week is because of last week I went to Disneyland Paris, and therefore I didn't actually get the opportunity to edit in the sidebars with where I usually put all the week's information, so there is a little bit of information carried over from last week. So let's start with that information. The information from last week, probably the biggest information I've got to talk about. And this is a new breeding mechanic for Pokemon Black and White 2. And you're probably thinking, what? How has this not been discovered yet? Yeah, because Pokemon Black and White 2 has been out for a couple months now, I think. It's been out for quite some time, and we've known about it for a long time before that as well, from the start of this year. And yet we've only found out about these new breeding mechanics recently. And the reason for this, I think, is just because, well, there's no reason for Game Freak to announce it because it's not a huge update. And also, the people who actually have to find it out will have had to work out that we'll have to hatch loads of eggs and work out the new breeding mechanics, which is kind of crazy to actually do that, because I don't think they would expect, they had no idea that there was a change in breeding mechanics, so yeah, that's kind of why we've got it so late. But yeah, let's actually get into what the new breeding mechanics are. So before I actually get into the new breeding mechanics, let me start talking about the older breeding mechanics so it will make sense. So basically, when you have a male and a female Pokemon of the same egg group, and egg groups are basically Pokemon that are similar to each other and who can breed with each other and produce an egg, basically. So male and female, even if it isn't the same Pokemon, as long as it's in the same egg group, they will produce an egg if you cycle around enough, and the egg will be the same Pokemon as the mother. And any sort of egg moves that you want will come from the father. Like any egg moves you can get, you'll teach them those moves to your father, and they will pass down on to the baby egg. And previously, there was a 50% chance of passing on the parent's nature if the parent that you want the nature to pass on was holding the Everstone onto the child. So basically, if one of the parents was holding an Everstone, their nature would have 50% chance of passing on to the baby, which is a little bit annoying because it's kind of still difficult. You got a 50% chance of still not getting the nature, so it's going to take a few times to get the right nature you want, as well as if you want a certain gender, if you want certain ability. It will take quite some time to actually get all those things right. But now in Pokemon Black and White 2, there's a 100% chance of the parent holding the Everstone passing on their nature onto the baby egg, which is going to make things much easier to do now, and you won't have to bid to try and get as many eggs as you can to kind of get the right nature and everything. As well, one thing that you probably can see a flaw in this is if both parents have the Everstone, then it goes back to 50% chance of the getting the nature from one parent and 50% chance of getting the nature from the other parents. So that's probably not a good idea to give two Everstones to the parents, unless you kind of want either or nature and you can't decide. Just give one to each of them and you'll get one of them. It's down to 50% chance. So yeah, that's the sort of nature side to it. Not too confusing, but the ability sort of changes are a little bit more confusing. So with Pokemon abilities that you either previously, once you either hatched an egg or found in the wild, the Pokemon has a chance of having one of two abilities, or it has just one ability. So there's a few Pokemon that have just one ability that they can get, and they will always get that ability because they can only have that one ability. For example, Flygon can only have Levitate because otherwise it would then change its sort of weaknesses and strengths and stuff. So yeah, but most Pokemon actually have two abilities, two abilities that you can get in game, which are sort of 50-50% chance either one. And previously, when you hatched an egg, there was 50-50% chance of getting either of those abilities. So again, that was a little bit difficult and tedious to hatch eggs to get the right ability and nature. But in Pokemon Black and White 2, if the parent has a certain ability, the mother has a certain ability, because the mother has to pass it on to the child, because the other parent the father parent could actually be a different Pokemon and therefore not have the same ability. So it's always the mother that passes on their ability. So there's now an 80% chance of the child having the same ability as the mother, and a 20% chance of it having the other ability that it can possibly get. Unless they can only have one ability, and then there will be 100% chance, like I said. So that's quite a useful thing, like I said. It isn't a 100% chance, but there's a 20% chance of getting the secondary ability that the mother doesn't have. So it still probably can be tedious, but it's going to be way easier, especially for competitive battlers who want certain abilities and things. One thing that was carried over from the original Black and White and from older games, from Black and White, not older games, it was the Dream World abilities, or the hidden abilities as they are called. These are just abilities that weren't previously available in-game, were introduced in the 5th generation for Pokemon Black and White. That's why they weren't earlier, but in Black and White these were introduced and you were able to get them off the Dream World, hence the name Dream World abilities. And therefore the chance of your, if your mother has the Dream World ability, the chance of your egg having the same Dream World ability had a 60% chance, and it had a 20% chance, or it had a 40% chance of getting the other ability if it had one ability, or that 40% chance is split into two 20% chances if that Pokemon has two other natural abilities. So that remains the same for this generation, which still a little bit difficult to get the sort of Dream World ability passed down, but everything I think is much easier now. So that's it for the passing down of abilities and the natures. But there's also been an addition in the hatching of eggs, and this has actually been previously announced. I don't think this has just been found out. But what you can previously what you could do with hatching is you could speed up the hatching by either having a Pokemon with Magnemite armor or a Flame Body in your party. That would half the egg hatch time, so you could hatch eggs twice the speed. So that was made things much easier, but still it was a very long time to hatch all the eggs, and I'm actually currently doing some shiny hunting in Pokemon Black, and that is taking quite some time, even with a Pokemon with Flame Body. So I think Pokemon realised that this was a little bit difficult to do, because a lot of people do actually hatch eggs for various reasons, like shiny hunting or competitive battles. So they actually introduced a new feature to speed up hatching, and this is Pokemon nurseries. So how to get these, how you get these nurseries is by first of all defeating the Elite Four, which you have to do anyway to be able to breed eggs, like I said before, because you can only get to the Pokemon daycare after you beat the Elite Four, so that's given anyway. You have to do that for other things to get eggs, so why not for this? It's not a big deal. But you also need to get to level 15 at the Join Avenue, and what you can do now is, after you've got that, is talk to several people who will open nurseries for you, and then from these nurseries you can buy incubators. And what these incubators do, there's level 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and they each vary on how much they affect an egg, and they speed up the rate of hatching of the egg, which is going to be quite easy to hatch eggs if you manage to get to this point in the game. So the level 1 increases your hatch speed by 5%, the level 2 incubator increases the hatch speed by 30%, level 3, it's worded a bit differently. I don't quite understand why they decided to word these differently, but I got the information from Serie I tried to look in other places, but I couldn't find a clearer explanation, but I tried to understand things and put things in the best way I could. The level 3 one decreases the number of steps you have to walk to hatch the egg by 5,120. Level 4 decreases the steps you have to walk to hatch the egg by 7,680. And level 5 decreases the amount of steps you have to hatch by 10,240, which I think actually can be more steps than you would require anyway to hatch an egg. So I think if you automatically get to the point of hatching an egg with these incubators, you take one step and it hatches. So that's kind of like the same thing as when you have two eggs hatching at once. One will hatch and then suddenly the next one will hatch straight after. So yeah, that's how the new sort of hatching thing works. I think with level 4 it doesn't always work for all Pokemon, because it said it only works for some Pokemon, or most Pokemon, sorry. I think maybe it has a chance of failure. I'm not too sure, like chance of failure of speeding it up and decreasing the amount of steps. I'm not too sure though, because it wasn't too clear about it, like I said. But anyway, let's move on to this week's information. So the Keldeo event that I previously put in the sidebars is now available in America and Canada, is now running, and you get a Keldeo that's level 15 and holds a PP Max, which is a kind of an odd item to give to a Keldeo, but it's a good item nonetheless. And this is Pokemon Black and White, if you didn't know, because Pokemon Black and White 2 haven't been released, so of course it's a move from Pokemon Black and White. And in America you can get this from GameStop, and in Canada you can get it from EB Games, not EBC Games, I think, sorry. But what I would recommend you to do is, because you can teach this Keldeo Sacred Sword in Pokemon Black and White, I would recommend you wouldn't do that, because you could wait for the Pokemon Black and White 2 games and trade the Keldeo over and then get Sacred Sword in that. But when you get Sacred Sword in that, you actually change Keldeo into its Resolute form, which actually you can't do in the regular Pokemon Black and White games. But you could always delete Sacred Sword in the move deleter and then trade it to Pokemon Black and White 2 and then change it into Resolute form. But it's down to you, what you want to do. But now, that lasts until October the 6th in America and Canada. But it's also available in Europe now as well. The reason I'm separating it is because the times are different, but it's available in both Europe, America and Canada. So in Europe, it's now active, but it lasts until October 11th rather than October the 6th, like in America and Canada. And in the UK, you can get this event in game stores. I think in every single game store they've changed it to now, because previously it was going to be in selected game stores, but now it's in all the game stores. So you can go in any game store in the UK and go get your Keldeo. I might do that at some point, because I have a game store near me. And I actually have been in that store since the Keldeo event has been on, but I haven't actually taken DS, so yeah, take your DS to your store and get your Keldeo, because I kind of forgot to do that when I was going to town the other day. So, I'm going to last October 11th, and in other places in Europe there's obviously different stores where you can go in. I'm not too sure what those stores are, but you can always look them up on the internet, and especially Serie I will have a database showing you where you can get things from. The final bit of information is a pretty cool bit of information. There's a new game coming out from Game Freak. I think it's a 3DS shop thing. I'm not sure if it's an actual solid game. I don't know what to call it. It's not actually a cartridge game, I don't think. That's what I'm trying to say. I think it's more of a downloadable game. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I think it is downloadable on the 3DS. And it's going to be called Rhythm Hunter Harmonite. So it's probably a music-based game. You'll see pictures of it in the sidebar somewhere. It looks like it's going to be a platformer where you collect sort of music notes. And basically there's a few special stages that have Pokemon in them, like Pokemon themed, but I'll show you the Pokemon theme one in the sidebars, like I said. But anything else, it doesn't seem that anything else is actually Pokemon themed of it. Like, nothing else seems to be Pokemon themed. It seems to be a completely different game, just with some special stages that are dedicated to Pokemon. So we can't really say much about that, because this is a Pokevlog, and it's not really Pokemon interesting, if you know what I'm saying. I could talk about it if you wanted me to, but it's not Pokemon related, like I said. So let's move on to the question of the week. So this week's question of the week is, are you getting Pokemon Black 2 or are you getting Pokemon White 2? Because I actually had seen the games in the game store I went to this week. Like I said previously, I actually went to the game store, went to town, but I didn't take my DS, not thinking about the Keldeo event because I just completely forgot about it. But are you getting Pokemon Black 2 or Pokemon White 2? I kind of would like to get them both because they are quite different. There are a few sort of differences that I think would be good. I don't know, I just kind of want them both, like want to catch them all or whatever, because I don't know, it's just one to get everything. But to be honest, my money isn't too extensive at the moment, so I don't have that much money, so I'm probably just going to go for Pokemon White 2 since it has the Reshiram, or the White Kyurem, sorry, on the front, and I have my Pokemon Black with Reshiram on the front, so I'm just going to go for that one. I haven't actually pre-ordered it yet, which kind of sucks. I went into the game store, like I said, and I actually saw the Pokemon Black and White 2 cases, I don't know what to call them, but the cases on for pre-order, and that surprised me because I didn't realise they'd already be out because we have to wait till October the 11th or something like that. Actually, I've just realised October the 11th when the games come out, because the games will come out on the October 11th, like I said, but the Keldeo event is active until the October 11th. So I didn't realise that until just then, so sorry about that. But anyway, yeah, I actually saw the games in the store, which surprised me, like I said, because I wasn't expecting them to be out so soon. And I'll show you a picture of them, because I actually took a picture of them, because I'm so sad. Because I kind of got excited, but yeah, I still need to pre-order them, because I have not done that yet. It reminded me, so yeah, I want to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.